Today, we will talk about free on board, FOB, and who's liable for what in shipping. Free on board is a shipment term that determines when a buyer or seller becomes responsible for the goods being transported. The FOB terms are specified in purchase orders and help establish ownership, risk, and transportation costs. FOB is a common term used for all types of shipping, both domestic and international. It defines when the risk of loss shifts from the seller to the buyer, and which party pays the costs of freight and insurance. FOB status is determined in the purchase order and does not impact ownership, which is established in the bill of sale or agreement between the buyer and seller. FOB origin means the buyer becomes responsible for the goods at the shipment point and assumes all risk once the seller ships the product. FOB destination means the seller retains responsibility until the items reach the buyer. For international shipments, contracts and Incoterms establish provisions including FOB designation and risk of loss. Other shipping terms include FAS or free alongside, FCA or free carrier, EXW or Ex-Works, and DES or delivered ex-ship. Each term specifies the responsibilities and locations for shipment and delivery. FOB pricing includes the costs of transporting the goods to the port of shipment, loading onto the shipping vessel, freight transport, insurance, and unloading and transporting the goods to the final destination. If the terms include FOB origin, freight collect, the buyer is responsible for freight charges. If the terms include FOB origin, freight prepaid, the buyer assumes responsibility for goods at the point of origin, but the seller pays the cost of shipping. Here are 4 key takeaways. 1. Free on board, FOB, determines when the ownership of goods transfers from buyer to seller and who is liable for goods damaged during shipping. 2. FOB origin means the buyer assumes all risk once the seller ships the product. 3. FOB destination means the seller retains the risk of loss until the goods reach the buyer. 4. FOB terms can impact inventory, shipping, and insurance costs. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.